Hello, everyone. Welcome to Diego Knows. I am Diego, and today we are going to talk about Sex in the City, the old school show, okay? The one from the 90s and the early 2000s, okay? Back when the show was good. And I'm Diego, and I am here to give you a straight man's point of view. Straight, like my finger, straight, okay? Because I believe, since I was a big fan of the show and I watched every episode and both movies, and I'm watching the new piece of shit show, I'm reviewing that as well as the episodes come out. That's almost over, thank God. But going back into the old episodes, it's kind of like reliving my youth in a sense. I'm remembering all this stuff that was going on in my life back then, and just the way people dressed and the way people talked, and the internet was there, but it wasn't as big as it is now, just all sorts of crazy stuff. And so watching this is like going through time again, stuff that you could never get away with today was going on back then. So that's kind of cool. Okay, so I've been watching these old episodes, and basically my biggest issue that I had with Second City, I love the show. Obviously, I wouldn't do this if I didn't watch the show. I didn't like the show. But I didn't feel that we were being represented. Straight men were not being represented on the show. Okay, there were caricatures of straight men. There were not actual men on this show. Okay, there's a few exceptions. There's a few like guys that acted like guys. Okay, but for the most part, they didn't. Okay, that's because the show was written by angry feminists and gay guys. Okay, so they didn't really understand what a straight man does or how he acts or what he thinks. So he would just end up being the butt of every joke. So I'm here to give a straight man's perspective because the show never did that. The show never really told any women on the show what it's like to be a guy. They just would have caricatures of men. All right. And this one's a good example. So this episode that we're going to talk about today is from season 1. It's episode 9. It's called The Tortoise and the Hare. Oh, The Turtle and the Hare. Same thing. All right. So this is old school. All right. This is still in the first season. Okay. So it's episode 9. So basically, the episode begins with Carrie. She's introducing us to a new friend of hers. She has another great friend, another really, really close friend of hers named Brooke, and she's an interior designer. In fact, they are so close that you will never see her again in any other episode. Just like the other super close friends that we saw in other episodes that we will never, ever see them again. Okay, no one will talk about them again. They won't show up for anything again. They won't be at any of the weddings or any of the parties or any of the stuff. You'll never see them again. Brooke falls into that category, just like the guys on the show. You'll never see them again. They're just there to pump and dump because that's the way the women like it, right? Okay, no complaints here. But okay, so this lady's named Brooke. She's a redhead. And apparently she dates lots of rich guys because she keeps getting out of limousines over and over again. Some rich old man is helping her out. She's wearing a different dress. So I guess she's kind of like a gold digger, you could say. Okay, yeah, I said it. Like I said, straight man's point of view. Okay, so she's like a gold digger, and she finally decides to settle down and get married. Okay, so of course the girls all get invited to the wedding, and they're all dressed in these black tight dresses and stuff. They feel like they're like Carrie says they look like the witches of Eastwick. Nah, they don't look like the witches of Eastwick. Okay, maybe a little bit. Okay, but I don't get it because I guess the only thing that really makes them stand out at this wedding is that they're together. They didn't bring any guys with them. Okay, like it looks like everyone else there is with their wife or their husband or something or their girlfriend and boyfriend or whatever. There's some kids there and stuff. But these Sex and the City girls are the only ones that are there that are single. And Carrie mentions there's 2 tables. There's 2 singles tables. They're at the other one. Okay, not the one where the singles get to meet each other at the weddings. That always happens. I've sat in many of those. Okay, but the ones where like with the kids and stuff, and the people have no friends. They're by themselves. They all have to sit at the other table. We've been there too. All right, so they have to sit at that table, and there's this annoying guy there named Bernie. They call him the Turtle. So I'm just gonna call him the Turtle. Okay, but he's a middle-aged guy. He's a little overweight. He's got glasses and he's bald. He's bald on the top. He's got hair on the sides, bald on the top. Okay, so you know the type. All right, this is your typical standard, unattractive guy. Okay, and he's very annoying. Okay, and apparently he's got really bad breath. Like people can't stand to be around him. His breath smells so bad. And but he's got like this upbeat personality, and he has no inhibitions. He'll flirt with anybody. Like he runs into Samantha while she's walking around with her Cosmo, and he starts flirting with her right away. She kind of like, oh God, your breath, you're ugly, fucking get away from me. So she started looking for like the hot guys that are at the wedding. So she refuses to sit down there at the table with the other girls. So the other girls have to sit there and listen to this guy talk about stupid shit. Like, oh my God, is this that? Oh God, you know what? Who's your friend over there? Oh God, she's hot. He's just like this annoying asshole. And nobody's got the heart to tell him to shut the fuck up. Like if I was sitting at that table with someone like that, I'd be like, hey dude, nobody wants to hear your stories. Just enjoy your food and be quiet. That's what I would say, but I wasn't there. And nobody would think about to put a guy like that on the show because, they would actually have to, Oh my God, what did a real guy do? Okay. So anyway, so that happens. It was a very expensive wedding. It's like 100K. So as the girls are leaving, they all take turns hugging the bride, Brooke. Okay. The first one she hugs is Miranda. And every time they hug her, she tells them, she whispers something in their ear. So when Miranda hugs her, she says, I finally did it. And Miranda's just like, because of course, because Miranda's, she's single. She's not married. She's not getting younger. And she's just like, this bitch got married. I'm still single. I don't have a boyfriend. So she walks away. Charlotte goes up there, gives her a hug. And she says, oh, Charlotte, you're next. You're next. I know a lot of single guys. You're going to be invited. So hugs her. And then she hugs Carrie. And to Carrie, she says, it's better to marry someone. It's better to marry someone that loves you more than you love them. She says, it's better to marry someone. It's better to marry someone that loves you more than you love them. And Carrie's just like, huh? That's some weird advice. And then she walks away. So of course that's the topic that the girls are all talking about. Because later on they have dinner somewhere at some diner. And they're talking about that. Okay. Carrie calls Big first. And she asks she asked Big, why did you get married? Because obviously the topic today is going to be about settling down. Just marrying who you can get instead of who you want. And Big, she calls him while he's asleep in bed, because she's on her laptop writing this stupid paper. And he says, what, Big, why did you get married? If not in love. Why married if you're not in love? And Big says, well, I was a fool in love. And then I was a bigger fool in divorce court. Oh, yeah. Come on. Like, you didn't see that coming? Hey, I'm sorry, folks, okay? If you have means, okay? If you have money, okay? If you have money, all right? Yes, you are, unless you're like in a no-fault state, If you have money, yes, you are very susceptible. If you're a guy and you've got a lot of money, wonder why so many girls are attracted to you all of a sudden, okay? It's because they're gonna rape you in court. That's why, okay? Why do you think so many women want you to marry them, okay? Yeah, it's because of love, right? Yeah, bullshit. Yeah, right. It's because of love, right? The fuck out of here. Why do you think so many guys with no self-esteem, no confidence, no masculine traits, but they got a lot of money, why do you think so many women are just beating down their door to fall in love? Why? Is it because of his personality? Huh? Is it because he makes you come? Huh? Is it because he's so cultured? Really? No. Come on. You know goddamn well why they're trying to get this guy, all right? It has nothing to do with that shit, all right? But the reason I bring this up is because that's kind of what this topic is here, is that, Carrie seems to think that people get married for love. That's the number one reason. It's not. There's a lot of reasons to get married, and they're not necessarily for love. Okay, I would put love as one of the worst reasons to get married. Okay, because love is fluid. It doesn't say constant, it changes all the time. Okay, you might love someone today and not love them tomorrow. But if you're already fucking married, what can you do about it? Yeah, exactly. You're going to do what you want to do about it. Which is get divorced, have affairs, get married again, pop out a few kids, get married again, This time you got stepkids and he's got stepkids, It's just an endless cycle. It's the American way. Okay? But don't for one fucking second think that, that we believe that people get married for love, okay? Just because we're blasted with that shit 24/7 all the time doesn't mean it's true and that we would believe it. Look at the most successful people out there in marriages, okay? The guys that have the most successful long-term relationships. You know what? Those guys don't fucking watch chick flicks, okay? Those guys don't watch The Nope and go like, yeah, I want to be like that. I want to treat my woman like that. They don't do that shit, okay? They don't, all right? It's a reason, okay? Because they know that's bullshit. They know that's not real life. Okay, but anyway, back to the episode. So Big says he was a bigger fool in love, then he was a bigger fool and got married. Now, I don't know. Maybe he was, but I don't think he's hurt for money. I think Big's got a lot of money. So, he's probably got more money now than he did back then because he was younger back then. Okay, but he does mention he's never going to get married again. Now Carrie shits herself. Never get married again. Oh my God, he might never marry me again. So now she's thinking she's wasting her time with this guy, Actually, him saying that just made him more attractive to her. That's what I think. Because now she's like, oh God, He doesn't want to get married. He's not like every other guy who wants to fall in love with me and get married to me, and put a ring on it. Because society tells them that's what they're supposed to do. Society tells men that you have to be married in order to be happy. You can only be happy when you got a wife and kids that you support. That's the only way you're gonna be happy. Fuck, do you know anyone that's married? Okay, that ain't their fucking life. Okay, that's not their fucking life. All right. Now, some of them is a part of their life, but that ain't everything. That ain't even most of it. Okay, but no, you don't have to be married to be happy. Okay. If you know what you want and you know who you are and you do something that you love doing, you can be happy without being married. Okay. That's the honest to God truth. And that's what the media don't want to fucking tell you that. No, movies don't want to show you that. Okay? Real quickly, all right? I know there's a lot of shit out there on streaming, okay? I know, I went by this one scene from the show called Big Little Liars or something. I think it's Reese Witherspoon's in it, okay? And these shows like this, these chick shows, okay, they advocate women cheating on their husbands, okay? Cheat on your husband. Okay, all women are doing it. He can't get you off. Find someone who can. Just make sure he doesn't find out about it, Well, they're all doing that, and they're all getting away with it, okay? And they're all thinking that it's kind of cool to fuck around on your husband, all right? They encourage it, all right? Now, this is a girls' show, a show aimed at women. And most men aren't going to complain. You know what? Because they're not fucking watching that show, okay? You women out there are watching that show. You know the show I'm talking about, okay? I bet your husband doesn't know the show I'm talking about, but you know the show I'm talking about, okay? Because guys don't pay attention to that shit, just like most guys didn't watch this show. Because there was no interest. A bunch of girls doing girl things. Fuck that. And gay guys, I'm not going to watch that. I'm gonna watch The Sopranos or Oz or something like that, which is real. I'm the anomaly, okay? I'm a straight guy that watched the show because I was into dating. I was trying to figure out what the fuck girls are all getting crazy about. What's so fucking great about the show? I want to find out. And then I started watching. Like, okay, all right, give me a perspective, okay? But these shows that are out there right now, Emily in Paris or wherever the fuck's out. There's that one about the chick that she's married, but she time traveled back to Scotland and falls in love with some fucking Highlander type guy, and then she's. This is all fucking bullshit. Okay, and women, that guy's so, I don't know his fucking name. Oh, that guy's so hot. Like they're encouraging it. Cheat on your husband. Yeah, absolutely. It's cool. It's the new thing to do. Men have been doing it forever. No, they haven't been doing it forever. Okay. So they're all encouraging that. Okay, but yet me, I like superhero shows, right? I swear to God, I cannot watch one episode of the fucking Flash without hearing the fucking main character talk about how he can't even fucking take a shit, without knowing that Iris loves him. I can't do it without you, Iris. All my powers mean nothing if I don't have your love. And that's every fucking episode. Okay? That's the shit that we're being fed, that men are being fed. You can't do a goddamn thing without love. You gotta have love. You gotta love her, and if she don't love you, then you better make sure you earn her love. Try harder. Meanwhile, chick shows like, yeah, go fuck around your husband. I won't say anything. We'll be naughty. Like that shit, like Lucifer. You ever watch that fucking show? I've never watched it. You know it's coming. I never watched it. But I know what it's fucking about. Come on, is that really Satan right there? Is that guy really evil? He's not fucking evil. He's naughty. He's a bad boy. How many married women has he fucked in the show? Anyway, can anyone tell me how many married women that guy's fucked on that show? Huh? How many? Huh? I don't know. You know why? Because I don't fucking watch the show, okay? But I guarantee you he has. And I guarantee you women have no problem with it. And I guarantee you that his fan base is mostly women. It's mostly women that watch that show. Not guys like me, even though it's a comic book. It's mostly women that watch that show. Because he's a bad boy doing bad boy things. That's the guy you're going to fuck around on your husband with. And hopefully he won't find out about it. You see what I mean? That's the kind of shit that gets promoted. Name one fucking guy show out there right now. I dare you. Right now, name one freaking guy show out there that encourages men to cheat on their wives. Where they give each other high fives over it. And they're the main characters. They're not the villains. They're the main characters. Huh? Give me one. There isn't any. Because that's sexist. You're objectifying women. You can't do that. See what I mean? When Sex and the City was on, a lot of some guys were saying that. They were saying, we're making women are all sluts now. This is encouraging women to be sluts. Well, yeah, it was. Okay, let's face it. It was. Okay, it was. Okay? Come on. Has dating gotten better in the past 20 years? No, it hasn't. It's gotten worse. Okay? But despite the fact that this show was on the air, right after this show was Sopranos, And there were men acting like assholes on that show, okay? And we were loving that. So I used to think like, well, how can I say that this is bad for women, but say The Sopranos is good for men? Okay? It's not. But it's enjoyable. I love Sopranos. I did. I watched every episode of that too. Okay? That's why I got HBO. It's because I wanted to see Sopranos. You know, because here was a man acting like a man, you know? And then you got, for the girls, you had Sex in the City. Okay? Where here's men that are not acting like men. But hey, to each his own. You know, I'm not going to take away your Sex and the City. Don't take away my Sopranos. And like that, you know. But anyway, moving right along. Okay, so basically Big does not want to get married, okay? So after everything that I just said, why do you think men don't want to get married? Exactly. And you know, and it's even worse now. Okay, moving right along. So they're at the diner. They're all talking about it. You know, Miranda's like, oh my God, wow, a man who doesn't want to get married. Oh, the only men that want to get married are the ones that miss their mommies. That's just fucking bullshit. God, I just want to punch Miranda in the fucking face. I'm so tired of her negativity. I'm so tired of her fucking, you know, just killing the vibe, killing the mood, you know? She's got to put her own fucking personal problems, her own personal prejudices on everything. And of course, she's doing it again back here, okay? All right, so Samantha's like, you know, if you want Big to marry, you got to act like you don't care. Act like it's not important to you, and then he'll realize that it is important, you know, and then he'll start treating you differently, you know? Which, Samantha, yeah, probably that might work, you know, reverse psychology, but, you know, then again, you got to remember Samantha's also never been married, okay? And she really has no desire to be married ever, so I wouldn't really go to her for, like, advice on how to get a guy to marry her, because only one or two things have happened to Samara. Either number one, she fucked guys that she didn't want to marry, or number two, she fucked guys that didn't want to marry her. Okay, so that's pretty much her range. Okay, so I wouldn't be going to her for advice on how to get a guy to marry you. All right, but of course Charlotte puts in there, like, you know, relationships need honesty and communication. Yeah. Okay, and Samantha puts her in her place. That's why I love Samantha. Kim Cattrall just nailed it, okay? Kim Cattrall says, you know what? Yeah, honesty and communication is what relationships need. And Samantha's like, you know what? You're 25 and you say that, you are adorable. But you're 32, okay? You sound pathetic. You sound stupid. And that's true. I actually got it wrong. Samantha says, you know, you say that relationships, all they need is honesty and communication. You know, when you're 25 and you say that, you're adorable. Okay. But you're 32. Okay. So you sound stupid. And when you're 55, you sound pathetic. Come on. All right. I know little girls were raised on Cinderella and shit like that. Okay. Not anymore. Not anymore. Okay. Now you got fucking trans fucking fairy godmother. You know, but, you know, I mean, you know, girls in my generation, girls were raised on shit like that, Snow White, you know, and stuff, you know, the Prince Charming, you know, the fall in love, love will conquer all, you know, not anymore. It ain't that way anymore. Even I'm woke enough to understand that that's not the way little girls are being raised anymore. Okay, little girls are being raised by fucking TikTok and Billie Eilish and fucking, you know, and Kendall Jenner and shit like that. You know, that's their role models. You know, Cardi B, that kind of shit. But, you know, and Lady Gaga. But, you know, the whole idea of like the princess and the fairy tale, love and honesty, that's all fucking bullshit. We know it's bullshit. They knew it was bullshit back then, okay? But some women, like Charlotte, want to hold on to those ideals, okay? The fact that she's a gold digger, you know, and doesn't wear jeans doesn't occur to her. So she says that. She says that it's all about honesty and communication. It's not. But of course, she would say that. Of course, Miranda just had to jump in there. Well, men are obsolete. In 50 years, we're not going to need them anymore. Well, think about it. We don't need men for anything. We don't need them to make us come. We don't need them to get us food. We don't need them to do anything. Okay, really? Okay, well, I'll remember that, Miranda, the next time, you know, you need someone to fucking, you know, I don't know, fix your car. Or maybe, you know, I don't know. The next time some guys are going to attack you, they're going to rape you or something like that, you know, we'll just back away because you don't need us. We're not there. You can do everything on your own. You don't need us. You know, you can take yourself to the movies by yourself. Yeah, go do that. Okay. Go to the movies by yourself because you don't need us to take you there. Right. No, the truth is, Miranda, nobody needs you. Okay, nobody needs a fucking pessimistic bitch like you. Okay, someone who has no problem blaming men for all your own fucking problems, all your own insecurities. Just blame men. I don't need a man. I got a vibrator. Much better than. Well, you know what? It probably is better. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. It probably is better. I'm pretty sure vibrators are better. They can do things that men can't do. Absolutely. They're battery operated. They fucking, they come in all different shapes and sizes. They got all these different features on there, remote control, But you know what? Just like porn for men, okay? Porn, you can't fucking do what porn can do for men. Okay? You'll never look that fucking good as those porn stars. That's what it is. It's a fucking fantasy. It's a visual fantasy for men. Just like, your fucking vibrators, you put that thing in there, you turn it on, and then you close your eyes and you fucking go to town. Okay? Well, guess what? We do the same thing, only we keep our eyes open. So we gotta have something good to look at, not your fucking ugly, cellulite, fat-infested ass. Okay? We wanna look at something pretty. That's why we watch porn, because those are the most beautiful fucking women, sexiest fucking women in the whole fucking world are on porn, okay? Not the chicks that we see down the street, and definitely not our girlfriends look that fucking good, okay? That's why we have porn. I've said it a million times, I want to say it again right now, okay? I will not take your vibrator away. I will not take your vibrator away. You do not take my porn away. Nothing wrong with vibrators as long as you use them in moderation, which Charlotte does not do in this episode, okay? But same thing with porn. Just like there's guys that are addicted to porn. They can't stop. Same thing with vibrators. There's girls that are addicted to vibrators, okay? That vibrator ain't gonna tell you you're pretty, okay? That vibrator ain't gonna pay for your fucking dinner date. That vibrator's not gonna take you to a fucking Meg Ryan movie, okay? I mean, they're not. That vibrator ain't gonna take you to the prom. Just like I can't bring my fucking porno collection to meet my mom. I mean, okay. Everything in moderation. All right. But anyway, I'm getting ahead. So that happens. She says you don't need men for anything, and then she talks about her vibrator. She's got the rabbit. Miranda's got the rabbit. She's proud of it. She uses it to come all the fucking time. So the next thing you know, they're going to the vibrator store because Miranda asked all the girls at the table, "Oh, where's your next orgasm coming from? I know where mine is coming from. Mine too. Looking at hot girls on porn. Not you, Cynthia Nixon. Not you. Okay, nobody jacks off to you, Cynthia Nixon. I'm sorry. No guy jacks off to you, Cynthia Nixon. All right. Except maybe your fucking spouse. Fucking Titan. Fucking Michael Rappaport with a fucking wig on. All right, but anyway, so they go dildo shopping and they see the rabbit, the white rabbit, whatever. Either it's a pink rabbit, and they start touching it. Like, I don't need to fucking see it. I've seen that shit at the porno shops before, I know. Remember those things, porno shops? Yeah, they're not around anymore. Everything's online now. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a fucking tool. I've had porn, okay? I've watched porn. I'm a guy. Most guys are, they're not going to tell you this, but I'm going to fucking tell you this. Most guys have watched porn, okay? They have. Even gay guys, they just watch a different type of porn, okay? But, if porn is there, okay? It's there. It's like a release, It's just like an extracurricular activity, okay? But anything, as long as you do it in moderation, there's nothing wrong with it. But anything that you overdo is going to come back and bite you in the ass. And the same thing with vibrators. Yeah, you can play with a vibrator all you fucking want, I'm sure it feels really good, okay? But eventually, you're going to want a guy around, okay? All right. If just to talk to, if nothing else, all right? Or someone who can touch you, all right? And not just in that one spot, so, it's just anything that's done in moderation. I've done nothing wrong. Masturbation is fucking natural. Okay, everybody does it. Every guy does it. Every girl does it. It's no fucking big deal. I think shows like this are trying to make it a big deal. I think maybe it might have been a bigger deal back in the 90s, because you never really talked about girls masturbating. You always made jokes about boys masturbating, but you never really talked about girls masturbating. And this show was doing that, was bringing that out. Like, oh no, we're going to talk about it. Okay, fine, let's talk about it, and this is what they give us. They give us this episode of Sex and the City. Okay, so, okay, fine, it's funny. Whatever. Girls like dildos. Yes, you're not telling us anything new. We all know this. Guys know this. Most guys don't have a problem with it. Vibrators, dildos, fucking do it wherever you want, The only thing I have a problem with is like once you buy like a blow up Jason Momoa doll or some shit like that. No. That shit ain't going in here. You keep that shit outside or in your own fucking place. Stupid shit like I've seen shit like that before, man. They get what is it? Who's that fucking, the Ryan Gosling fucking blow up doll. Yeah, I mean, some fucked up shit out there. Okay, but hey, you know what? It teaches his own. You know, like I mean, just like with porn, and guys watch porn because these women are sexy. It's fucking sexy. It's a fantasy. We're fantasizing that we're the ones fucking them, and not the fucking stud they paid to fuck. That's why. Why do you think we're always jealous of porn stars? Because they get to fuck all these women, beautiful women, for a living, for money. You know? I mean, guys wish they could do that. Now, don't get me wrong. These aren't women that we're gonna take home to mom. No, no, no. These aren't women that we're gonna marry. Fuck no. These are just women that we're gonna fucking fuck and then leave. You know? Yeah, just sounds superficial and shallow. Yeah, no fucking shit it does. You know? No fucking shit it does. Okay? Because that's all it is. That's why it's jerking off. That's why it's not fucking a real relationship. You know, we can throw the DVDs away anytime we want. We don't have to search those sites if we don't want to. You know? It's not like we're hurting anyone's feelings if we don't jerk off to Jenna Jameson. It's not like we're hurting her feelings if we don't see her anymore. All right. Anyway, moving right along. Okay. So they go out there. Samantha goes on her date with some attractive guy that she met at the wedding. They're sitting there at the bar and they're talking, but he's got a wandering eye, like he's flirting with her. And all of a sudden he sees some other girl walk by. He's like, "I'll be right back," and he walks over to start flirting with her, flirting with the other girl. So Samantha, like 10 minutes later, Samantha's still there. He never came back. She starts walking around the restaurant looking for him, and there he is flirting with another girl. So she gets upset. She gets her feelings hurt, which does. Now, I know that Samantha's the toughest one, but what really makes her a well-rounded character is every once in a while, not often, but every once in a while, we do see Samantha get her feelings hurt. We do see her experience discomfort. You know, we see her, experience vulnerability. Okay, and this is one of those few scenes. I think it's probably the first scene on the show in the season where we see Samantha like legitimately have her feelings hurt. Okay, like she sees this guy talking to this other girl who's younger than her, prettier than her, and she's like, oh, like she's like feels bad about herself. Now Samantha's a very self-confident woman, so I know this is just like a phase that'll pass. But at that moment, she's getting hit with it. She's getting hit with maybe I'm not the most beautiful woman in the world, like I tell all my friends I am. Maybe I'm not this super seductive, attractive woman like I pretend to be all the time. Like I act like I'm the authority on sex, but yet here I am, and there's this other guy that I came here with, and he's flirting with a better looking girl than me. You know, it's kind of hard to keep that illusion when that's happening right in front of you. You know, it kind of hurts. You know, hey, we all tell lies to ourselves to make ourselves feel better about who we are. You know, and where we are in life. You know, and when anyone cracks that facade that we carry, that we create. You know, it hurts. It hurts because we're showing vulnerability. We're exposing things about ourselves that we don't want people to know, much less that we want to accept ourselves. You know, and that's what's happening to her right now. Okay, the cracks in the armor are starting to show. You know, that she feels hurt. She feels legitimately hurt. Okay, so she's starting to walk out here, and then of course, who she run into? The turtle guy. Okay, the other nerdle that she met at the wedding. Okay, and of course she sits down with him because she's desperate and she's lonely and she's hurt and she feels rejected. You know, and of course his breath still stinks, but he makes a joke out of it. So they end up having a discussion there, having dinner. Okay, with this guy. Now this guy, I don't judge men by their looks, but just looking at this guy, I can tell he's annoying. He talks way the hell too much. He's used to making dad jokes, and like I said, he's bald. He's not dressed very well. I mean, he's dressed okay, I guess, but he's not wearing rich clothes, so like, imagine like this guy's just annoying to be around. But Samantha's feelings are hurt. She's feeling kind of jilted here. So she sits down, they start talking. Moving right along. Carrie, I guess Carrie was talking about something. I don't know what it was. The only reason I bring this part up right now is because Carrie had a see-through shirt on, all right, in this scene. And you can clearly see her nipples, her tits. Okay, and hey, SJP, man, she fucking looked good back in the day. Okay, I'm calling her right now. All right, she looked fucking good in that scene, dude. I could see right through her shirt. You see her nipples, her tits. She had great tits. I mean, sorry, this is the man part of me coming out, but yeah, she looked fucking good right in that scene there with her curly hair. Her arm was up, and you can see her tits, and like, oh, she looked real good. I know she never got naked on the show, but this is about as close as we're gonna get, But she looked fucking good. I was feel jealous about Big. Big was tapping that. Yeah, but she looked good in that scene right there. Just calling it out, man. Hey, I'm say it. All right. So yeah, she looked really good. Is everyone settling? So anyway, Carrie meets with Brooke at the store. she's asking Brooke like, hey, so how's marriage working out for you? And she feels like there's a big weight lifted off of her. Maybe it's the expectation because this girl Brooke, she's a beautiful girl, but she's middle aged, probably the same age as Carrie, and she's married now, and this is her first marriage, so she married some rich guy that she doesn't love, but he takes care of her, and she doesn't have to worry about looking for a husband anymore because she's got one now. So she's got someone to go to the parties with. She's got someone to take her on vacations with. She's got someone to buy her meals with. She's got someone to pay the bills with, or for her, So it's a big weight lifted off her. Yeah, she don't have to work anymore if she doesn't want to because he's going to pay all the fucking bills. She only dates rich guys. So what the fuck, So yeah, I'm sure it's a big weight lifted off of her. Having to support yourself with your own income. Yeah, now you don't have to do that anymore. Now he can fucking pay for everything. And you can go off and do whatever the fuck you want. And then later on, when he's not paying attention, you'll fuck another guy. And the money that he gives you, you'll spend it on him. Yeah, I'm sure it's a great weight lifted off of your shoulder. Yeah, and you wonder why guys don't get married. Okay. So Carrie's talking to her. And so they run into Samantha and they run into Turtle Guy. I guess Samantha bought some clothes. Samantha picked out some clothes from where, so he's dressed nicer now, but he's still annoying. But now he's got a facial to go to. Big deal. Carrie makes the point that is everyone settling? Does everyone just settle? Does everyone just marry who they can instead of who they want? Well, I think it's got to be kind of a balance between both. You have to be attracted to your partner, and you have to have a lot in common with your partner. But at the same time, we're all different. I remember like back at this time, I think I wanted to marry Ashley Judd. Okay. Ashley Judd to me was perfect. Okay. I look at Ashley Judd now, I'm like, oh my God, this woman's a psycho fucking bitch. But back then, around the time this show was on, yeah, Ashley Judd was my dream girl. She was my 10. She was my top 10. She was probably number 1 on my top 10. Ashley Judd was. Yeah, absolutely, man. Oh God, how the mighty have fallen. And it's not because she got older either. It's because now I know that she's fucking psycho. Okay. But back then I didn't know that. I just thought she was one of the most beautiful women I'd ever seen in my fucking life. And I would compare other girls that I dated with. Well, do they look like Ashley Judd? If a guy wanted to fix me up with a girl or something, I'd be like, well, does she look like Ashley Judd? Because to me, that was my 10, So anyway, that's neither here nor there. Okay. So yeah, I knew I was never going to get Ashley Judd. I had a girlfriend that looked like Ashley Judd though. I did. But I never actually got Ashley Judd. So it's like, yeah, everybody fucking settles, okay? So anyway, Charlotte and Carrie having yoga class, and Charlotte admits that she broke her vagina because the vibrator feels so fucking good that she can't tear herself away from it. She loves the vibrator so much that all she does is sit in bed and fucking play with herself and play with the fucking vibrator. I gotta admit, man, she must have some imagination, because that's a lot of time just sitting in bed doing nothing but, double clicking the mouse. Putting the coin in the jukebox, or having the rabbit fucking do its thing, I don't know. Like I said, I'm a guy, we don't use that stuff. I know there's a male vibrator out there. I think I saw it like on some porn site or something. Like it's basically a pocket pussy that you stick it, you fuck it, and it vibrates your dick. I've never used it before. Okay, I tell you if I did, but the truth is no, I've never used it before, man. I'm old school, man. Band of the hand, Sometimes you just got to take matters in your own hands. All right. But what are we talking about here? Okay. Oh yeah. Masturbation. So, so she's hooked on her vibrator. She can't get away from it. So, that's what she's saying, but she says she's not, but she really is, she's addicted to it, whatever. Okay. So Stanford and Carrie, Carrie has to go out with Stanford to the ballet instead because Charlotte's stuck, playing with her cooch. Okay. So, Stanford and Carrie start talking, and Stanford mentions that he put a personal ad in the newspaper. Remember those? Yeah. There was no Tinder back then. There was no OkCupid back then. Yeah, he put an ad out in the newspaper for a gay guy. So he's standing out. First of all, if you're going to put an ad to meet somebody, okay, do it like in a coffee shop or a restaurant or a bar. Okay, that way you're sitting there enjoying your cocktail, waiting for the person to show up. Don't fucking stand in the middle of the fucking corner looking at every guy that walks by to see if they're the one. I mean, that's just fucking stupid. That was just fucking stupid, okay? So anyway, he does meet up with his potential date, and the guy looks at him and goes like, nah, it ain't gonna work out. You're too fucking ugly, okay? Well, he doesn't say that, but he says it without saying it. So Stanford's like, yeah, even guys like me don't want guys like me. And Stanford did say something. I love Willie Garson. He's awesome. But he says something that just had me cracking up. He said, I'm tired of the gay scene. says so. He tells Carrie, I'm tired of the whole gay scene. I gotta get tired of the gay scene. Okay, the reason I'm laughing is because the joke just hit me out of the blue. Like, how do you get tired of the gay? You're fucking gay. How do you get tired of being gay? Oh well. So I thought that was funny. And so they decide that he's gonna inherit a lot of money from his mom when she passes away. So they start talking and says, well, Big's never gonna marry me because he doesn't believe in marriage. So why don't I marry you? So they decide to get married and to meet the mom. Okay, I'm gonna pause right here and then I will continue this in part 2.